I just realized I was down here cleaning my floors instead of doing what I was supposed to be doing, which is making a video for you guys. So let's make a video about procrastivity. My floors look a lot better now though, so there's that. But anyways, procrastivity is something that happens a lot to adults with ADHD, but is also something that's probably happened to you whether or not you have ADHD. Procrastivity is when you have an important task that you need to take care of, but you decide instead to focus on something else. And it might be because the something else is more palatable, maybe it's an easier task, it requires less executive functioning or less preparation or organization or whatever it might be. So those of us who really struggle with procrastivity might seem busy all the time, but we're not actually busy doing the things that are important to us or the things that are necessary to get us closer to our goals. So if you are someone who struggles with procrastivity, what do you do about it? The first and most important thing, like with all of this stuff, is just to be aware when it's happening, which is easier said than done. Usually when you find yourself procrastinating with another activity, that activity is going to be something that's like hands-on. It's fairly easy to do without thinking. It's usually something that has a very specific end goal, something that you can easily measure progress with. And it makes sense because you're making yourself do something that is easy to do, but will still give you that burst of dopamine. So things that I commonly see as procrastivities are things like doing laundry or cleaning or going out to do yard work, pull weeds. Even rewriting to-do lists can be a huge form of procrastivity. So once you know what your procrastivity tasks tend to look like, look out for when you're doing them and think, okay, is there something that I'm avoiding by doing this task? Once you've identified the task that you're avoiding, I want you to ask yourself why. Why are you avoiding that task? And usually it's going to be related to some sort of negative emotion. So maybe you're feeling fear or anxiety because you are being perfectionistic about it, or you're telling yourself that if this project doesn't go well that you're a failure. Maybe you're telling yourself that it is a really difficult project and that you're not smart enough to do it. And those are the kind of thoughts that you can challenge. And then I want you to think about how the task that you need to do ties in with your values. So for me, I tend to procrastinate writing notes, and I can think about my value of spending time with my family and how completing my notes in a timely manner is going to allow me to spend more time with my family. And then of course there are tips that we talk about in other contexts too, like we want to break the task down into smaller pieces that feel a little more manageable. We want to make our goals concrete, and we want to gamify the process as much as we can.